Alright, hi everyone. I'll be going through your TYS on inheritance. So let's look at question 1. Which statement is always true of dominant alleles? So dominant alleles is represented by the capital letter. Do they not undergo mutation? No. They give a greater chance of survival than recessive allele. Now it's not always true. Okay, it does not mean that the dominant alleles are giving greater chance. Okay. Now they give the same phenotype in heterozygous and homozygotes. Okay, so heterozygous, let's say I have a tall plant with a heterozygous like this and another tall plant that is homozygotes. Both of them are always the same phenotype, alright? They are tall, so the answer here is C. Question 2, cells contain long thread-like structures, and these are the so-called the chromatins that carry the genetic information, right? So what are these structures called? So long thread-like structures, okay, the chromatin, when they become compact together, they look like a chromosome. So answer is B. Question 3. In mice, the allele for long fur is dominant and the allele for short fur is recessive. So let's say we take the long fur as dominant, right? So maybe L for long and then small letter L for short. Okay, this one for long. And the one for the small letter L for short. Okay, because this is recessive. Now, several heterozygous mice with long fur were mated with several mice with short fur. Now, for every 100 offspring, how many should be predicted to have short fur? So now we are crossing heterozygous. So L, big L, small l, cross with a short fur. So must be small l, small l. So you do your Punnett square, you will get big L, small here, small l here, right? And you will see that the ratio is 1:1. So predicted to have short fur is about 1:1, so it's 50%. So it's 50%. The answer is B, because 50% of 100 is 50. Question 4. A pure breeding red flowered plant is crossed with a pure breeding white flowered plant. All the offspring have red flowers. So now let's say we call the red one RR, okay, because all are red. And then the white flower one may be small r, because they are pure breeding. Pure breeding means they are homozygous. Okay, so what is the genotype of this offspring? So let's say red one is BR, right? Because the BR is the dominant one. All the offsprings are red, that's why it's dominant. So this shows a clue that red is the dominant one. And then the white one is the small r. So what will you get? All will be heterozygous. So what is the genotype of this offspring? All of them are heterozygous. So it's C. Going on to the next one. What causes sickle cell anemia? Alright, sickle cell anemia is caused by a mutation, right, in the gene. And mutation in the gene, so a change in the structure of the gene. So it's A. Question 6. Two heterozygous plants are crossed. What is the ratio of homozygous genotypes to heterozygous genotype amongst the offspring? So just take any letter, maybe A and small a, BA small a, and another one BA small a. So that means this one is crossed with another heterozygous. So how you do your Punnett square as a working? So what will you get here? Big A, over here big A, small a, here big A, small a, and here big, small a, small a. So what is the ratio of homozygous genotype? So there's only two homozygous genotype, right? This is homozygous dominant, this is homozygous recessive. So there is 2 homozygous is 2, heterozygous 1, 2, so 2. So the ratio is 1:1. Answer is A. Okay, next one, question 7. A child is born with Down syndrome. Okay, Down syndrome is a mutation whereby it has an additional chromosome. Okay, additional chromosome. So, which diagram shows the correct number of chromosomes in the cells of the parents in their gametes? Gametes means the sex cells, like sperm and egg. and the cells in a child with Down syndrome. Okay, so parent will be normal, 46, 46. So all is 46, 46 can. Then after that, the gametes cannot be 46, right? Gametes must be half the number of chromosomes. So this is wrong. This one also wrong, right? Must be half the number of chromosomes, so cannot. So A and B is obviously wrong. Now look at C and D. So there's 23, 23, okay. Then this one 22, 24, okay. This one 23, 23, this one 22, 24, okay. That means one of them are additional, right? So child 45, 45, we are actually 46, right? 46, if additional one chromosome means plus one, so it should be 47. That's why the answer is D. Next one, question 8. The diagram shows a family tree in which some members have sickle cell anemia and it's a recessive condition. So which person has 2 alleles for sickle cell anemia? So if it's a recessive condition, it will only be expressed if it is homozygous. So let's take as maybe homozygous sickle cell, right? So homozygous, so small s, all right? Recessive condition. Which person has 2 alleles for sickle cell anemia? So small s means it will be affected with sickle cell anemia, and it must be shaded, right? So the one that is shaded is only A. So answer is A. Question 9. In one breed of dog, the dominant coat is brown, okay, sable. The recessive coat color is tricolor, means there are 3 colors of patches of 3 colors. Now, 2 heterozygous parents produce a litter of puppies. What ratio of colors from sable is to tricolor is expected of these puppies? So again, one breed of dog, the dominant coat. One breed of dog, the dominant coat. So now we have 2 heterozygous parents. So let's say this is brown. Let's say this is big B, right? And then the recessive coat, maybe we have it as small b. Alright, so this is a legend. Legend means you are representative a letter to that trait. So if it is heterozygous, means it is big B, small b, and cross with big B, small b. So you do your working again. Big B, here big B, small b, here big B, small b, and here small b, small b. So now let's check. Sable, which one is sable? Is this sable? Yes, this is sable because there's a dominant one. Is this sable as well? Yes, this is brown because there's a dominant one. Here is also sable. The only one that is of a tricolor with the patches of 3 different colors is small b because they are recessive. So the ratio is 3:1. And its answer is D. Question 10. Cystic fibrosis is an inherited condition caused by a recessive allele. Now, a man and his wife are both unaffected, means they have a recessive allele, but it might be heterozygous. But their first child has cystic fibrosis. So this shows that this man and this wife, right, they are actually carriers of this recessive allele. Carriers means that they have a dominant allele, but they are heterozygous. They carry a recessive allele, but they are heterozygous, okay? So that's why their child has cystic fibrosis. So let's have a legend first. Maybe cystic fibrosis is C, right? So this shows that the man, oops, sorry, that's a eraser. Okay, so this shows that the man has a cystic fibrosis allele, but it has a dominant one as well. That's why it's heterozygous. Wife also, right? So if you do your Punnett square, right? Can you see that there's a small c there that give rise to the offspring having cystic fibrosis because the ratio is 3:1. Alright, so what is the probability that the couple's next child will also have cystic fibrosis? It's still 3:1, so 100% divided by 4 is 25%. So answer is B. Question 11. What is least likely to increase the rate of mutation? Now, mutation is caused by either radiation and chemical. Okay, so inhaling carbon dioxide is not part of any chemical reaction or radiation. Tobacco has got to do with chemical reaction. Okay, next one. Okay, so question 12, the diagram shows the genotypes of two parents and their possible offsprings. So the genotype of father heterozygous, mother is also heterozygous, right? Offspring Z is, okay, same, right? Same is homozygous. Okay, so hetero, hetero, homo. So hetero, hetero, which one is hetero, hetero, homo? Okay, answer is B. Alright, next one. Explain the relationship between a gene and a chromosome and a DNA. So, okay, what is a gene? First, we explain what is a gene, what is a chromosome, and what is a DNA. So you all know that DNA is a double helix. Okay, it comprises of composed of nucleotides. Okay, you will learn this in molecular genetics. Okay, so basically they are double helix composed of nucleotides, and then the gene. Okay, the gene is a specific sequence of nucleotides within a chromosome wrong spelling. Okay, within a chromosome, and codes for a particular polypeptide chain. Okay, and then as for chromosome, okay, when a molecule of DNA is wrapped around proteins. Alright, so Huntington's disease is caused by a dominant allele. So let's look at the family tree. Mary and Edward marries together, right? Edward have Huntington's disease. William has Huntington's disease. And they are controlled by dominant allele. That means, let's put it as H. It can be, okay, it can be H, H, or H, H, because it's controlled by a dominant allele, right? It's controlled by a dominant allele. So everyone that do not have Huntington disease will be the one that has all the recessive allele. Alright. So Mary and Edward have two children, William and Ruth. William has Huntington disease, but Ruth does not. Explain the reason for these differences. So because Mary is a recessive, right? Homozygous recessive. So if you take a look, if let's say Edward is either homozygous, all of the offspring will have Huntington disease, right? And if Edward is heterozygous, okay, about half of the offspring will have Huntington disease. 1:1. Here, all. Alright, so if you want to explain 2 marks, so you can write if, okay, Mary is homozygous recessive, and if Edward is homozygous dominant, all offspring, oh, but then not, sorry, but Ruth does not, okay, go back. And if Edward is heterozygous, because Ruth does not have any, right? So that means Edward is heterozygous. Mary is homozygous recessive, and if Edward is heterozygous, the ratio of offspring having Huntington disease is 1:1. Okay, so there's a 50% possibility. see, William marry Miriam. So again, Miriam does not have Huntington disease, it is recessive.